and welcome to my blog. We were talking last time about the 3 stages of creation. Germination, the beginning part, the enthusiasm part, the new idea. Second one was assimilation, right? The part where you actually have to learn the skills and the time it takes to actually do something. And then the last phase is the completion, the follow through. Now, the germination, the beginning, and the end, the completion are kind of self-explanatory. There's a lot that goes into those, but they're self-explanatory. What I really want to talk to you about is the assimilation phase of creation. Because this is when we quit stuff. This is when we say, gosh, I hate the fact that it actually takes time to do this. And to learn these new skills, I have to learn this new software, I have to do this. Screw that, I'm moving on to the next project. Right? That's the frustrating part. Okay, now what is assimilation? Okay, I want to show, because what assimilation is you actually learning a skill. Okay, at first you start it, you fumble about it, you're kind of learning it, and then you get to the point where it becomes second nature. It's like driving a car. At first, you're paranoid about everything, right? The driver's ed teacher sitting right next to you, and you just got into the wrong lane. Okay, but it's frustrating. But a couple years later, you're sitting there driving with probably not even your wrist, probably with your knee, eating an ice cream cone and talking on the cell phone. Because it's now become second nature. You have learned to embody the skill of driving. Okay? So, that is assimilation. You put your foot on the gas, you're not even thinking about it anymore. That's assimilation. Let's look at it visually, because we're all visual learners, right? Okay, let's say we got Bob. This is Bob. Okay, he's a scrawny guy. Okay? Now let's say you start to learn a process in creation, and let's say you start, you have to learn, what's something that you have to learn a skill? Let's say I'm an artist, so let's say you have to learn Photoshop. Okay, we all know Photoshop. They make the models in magazines look 10 times, more perfect than they actually are. That's Photoshop, right? You can do some awesome things. So let's say you don't know Photoshop, so you start learning it. So Bob starts learning Photoshop. Okay? He gets to a point where he has mastered Photoshop. So now, Bob has that muscle of Photoshop. Right? So let's say he has to learn something else now. Let's say he has to learn another program. Let's say he has to learn photography. Now he's learned photography. Right? It's another muscle. Okay? Soon, he's learning all these skills that he is mastering. Soon, Bob is a powerhouse. Okay? Why? Because literally, as he practices that muscle, that learning we call it, he embodies that skill. It literally becomes a part of him, like what we see here. He becomes a bad mama jama because he has embodied, literally taken it within himself, these skills to the point where he knows them in and out. It's not just learning something, it's becoming a part of it, having it become a part of you and embodying it. Now, if you get what I'm saying here, the assimilation process of creating something gets exciting because it's just a matter of time before you start to embody something that makes you a Hulk, a master of what you're trying to do. No longer is it, I gotta learn something. Now it's like, hey, awesome, I'm gonna learn something because you're gonna make it a part of yourself. We're gonna talk about this again in the next video because I really want to touch on this because this is the key to learning things quickly and we're gonna get into it. Bye, guys.